Hello everyone, welcome to the next clip in the Biology 3201 Public Exam Review series. In this clip we'll be taking a look at various disorders of the human nervous system. Like all human systems, there are diseases, there are syndromes, there are disorders that impact on the ability of the nervous system to function properly, and certainly impact its ability to maintain homeostasis. These include multiple sclerosis as one of these. What MS does is it affects nerve cells surrounding brain and spinal cord. We know that the myelin sheath has certainly a very important role to play in allowing impulses to flow through normally. When the myelin becomes inflamed, becomes damaged, this ability for signals to be transmitted appropriately certainly become impeded, certainly become compromised. Symptoms of MS include blurred, double vision, slurred speech, loss of coordination, muscle weakness, tingling or numbness in arms and legs, and seizures. MS attacks occur in episodes where symptoms become worse, alternating with periods where the symptoms improve. Many people have MS, which is rapid and severe. It's believed to be an autoimmune disorder where the immune system attacks the myelin sheaths of the body's own nerve cells. There have been some discussions lately about another possible explanation for that, but certainly that idea about it being related to vascular problems is certainly right now very much under significant study, and at present certainly has been accepted. At present, there is no cure for MS, but treatment involves medication to suppress the autoimmune reaction. A second neurological disorder is Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease causes impairment of the brain's intellectual functions, such as memory and orientation. The brain gradually deteriorates, causing memory loss, confusion, and impaired judgment. The cause of Alzheimer's is protein deposits called amyloids that distort the communication paths between brain cells. Acetylcholine levels drop off further, which again adds to the breakdown of communication. At present, there is no means of prevention, but there are drugs which contain cholinesterase inhibitors to increase the levels of acetylcholine and to improve intellectual function. By blocking the enzyme that breaks down acetylcholine, you can assist in maintaining its levels longer. Another neuromuscular disease is Parkinson's disease. Parkinson is a chronic movement disorder caused by the gradual death of cells that produce dopamine. Remember, dopamine carries message between the areas of the brain that control body movements. The symptoms progress, beginning as tremors on one side of the body, and as it progresses further, tremors will spread to both sides, causing limbs to become rigid, body movements to slow, and an abnormal gait to develop. Remember, dopamine is a neurotransmitter that aids and causes skeletal muscles to function properly. By the time the first symptoms develop, 70 to 80% of the brain cells that produce dopamine have already been lost. Treatments for it involve providing medication to boost dopamine levels. Now, unfortunately, long-term use of this medication can impair mental abilities. Another treatment that can be used is placing small lesions in the brain, and surgeons, or implanting electrodes in parts of the brain that are overactive. Again, trying to find a way to go around the problems that are being created. Meningitis is an infection, either viral or bacterial, of the meninges, those membranes surrounding the brain. Viral meningitis is fairly common in children actually, and usually clears after 7 to 10 days. But if not treated immediately, the more serious bacterial form can develop, which is usually fatal. Symptoms include headache, fever, and a stiff neck, light sensitivity, drowsiness, and vomiting. Not that dissimilar to that of a flu. To diagnose meningitis, the cerebrospinal fluid that surrounds the spinal cord is tapped and analyzed for the presence of bacteria or immune system activity. Now, there are vaccines available for bacterial meningitis, but as a side effect, these can have severe, long-lasting effects such as hearing loss, hearing impairment, and fatality rates are around 10%. for someone who is diagnosed with bacterial meningitis. Huntington's disease, or Huntington's chorea, is a fatal autosomal dominant disorder in which the nerve cells in certain parts of the brain deteriorate. At present, there is no cure. There's no way to slow its progression. Symptoms include memory loss, dementia, involuntary twitching, clumsiness, chorea, the jerky movements, and personality changes. The disease is progressive and results in a decrease in mental and emotional abilities and loss of control over major muscle movements. Because it is genetic, if apparent and it is dominant, if you have Huntington's, there is a 50% chance your child will have it as well. From previous public exams, the following questions have been offered related to this. Firstly, which is the correct match for a decrease in neurotransmitter function and the disease that results? Well, I'll be going through each of these. Acetylcholine, you were not indicated this has anything to do with Huntington's disease. GABA and meningitis, well, meningitis is a bacterial infection. MS is caused by a breakdown in the myelin sheath. The correct answer for this is dopamine and Parkinson's, that being choice B. This one, which disorder is caused by a bacterial infection? Alzheimer's, a breakdown in nervous system tissue. MS, a breakdown of the myelin sheath. Huntington's, the correct answer is meningitis, C. Thank you very much for your time and your patience and attention. I hope you found this video clip helpful.